Yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to a DFS strategy video for the 2025 BMW Championship. This is the second leg in the playoffs. Only 50 people, technically 49 people in the field this week because Sepp Straka withdrew because of family reasons. So we only have 49 people, and we are going to get into the nitty gritty today. I'll go over all the things I typically do, like the golf course and tournament information. I'll go over past optimal and GPP winning lineups. I'll review last week's event, which was the FedEx St. Jude. We'll see how the SweetSpot process did there, because then I'm going to talk about the bucket system as well as the Marquee Tee Times to show you how well they did last week. Well, I'm going to show you how well they did last week, because I'm going to show you who those people are this week. Should give you some confidence in using the SweetSpot process this week. Kind of lost myself there. Wasn't quite sure where I was going with that, but I think we got there. Just a reminder, this is a live stream. So I have people in the chat that I'll talk to. You guys have an option that are watching this on replay to see the chat. There should be an option saying live chat replay. You can click that button and see all the people in the chat, like AJ Love and Nathan Johnson. What's going on, gentlemen? So yeah, I will occasionally talk to my chat just to see, or just, you know, well, first of all, I'll be building lineups for them. That's one thing for certain. I'll be building lineups using the optimizer later tonight. But again, going through all the things, and between each segment, I'll talk to the peeps. I forgot to do this. I am so sorry. Let me post this on the old X machine. Try to get some more people in here who may not know that I am live. How was everyone's week last week? AJ, you said Jason, I was going to reach out to you, man. I saw you up there. I was golfing Sunday. I was telling my girlfriend, we got a girlfriend, guys. Telling my girlfriend that there's somebody up there that's a follower, a lifetime member, actually first lifetime member on SweetSpotDFS.com, who was about to win $50,000, and that sucked. If JJ won instead of Justin Rose, would you have been in third place, or do you think you still would have been fifth place? And oh, by the way, it wasn't just Jason that was at the top of the leaderboard in one of the contests. I also had two other followers, I think in the $1 18 max, or whatever the 18 max contest was. One guy finished fourth or third, and then the other guy finished sixth. And that was Vegas Fitzy, which is another lifetime member. He finished sixth, and then the other guy just emails me here and there. I don't know what his membership is on SweetSpotDFS.com, but I think he won like $300 or whatever, $500. The top prize was $3,000 for that one. So yeah, I think he finished fourth. So yeah, I mean, all in all, it was a pretty good week for the SweetSpot crew. I made a profit. I was able to turn $49 into $66. So that was great. Yeah, this is awesome. It was a good, you know, what's funny is the people that are at the top of the leaderboard, I literally said that in the members only videos. I was like, you know what? This is a good time to play Justin Rose. I didn't say anything about JJ Spawn. I'll admit that. I didn't say anything about JJ Spawn, but obviously you all know I was like, play Scotty Scheffler. And in the members only video, which I will stream tomorrow night, which I stream usually Wednesday nights for YouTube members only, I said, I'm going all Scotty. What's the point of not playing Scotty? I was like, I think I ended up playing him in like 64% of my lineups. It just was one of those times where I'm like, there's no reason not to play Scotty. This is a perfect golf course for him. Perfect situation. His price tag wasn't that high. And you could build some quality lineups using Scotty Scheffler. So that was great. Yeah, a lot of good things. I think it was like everybody but JJ Spawn in that GPP winning lineup I talked about pretty highly. And then I didn't take my own advice. Again, I turned 49 into 66, so that was great. It's no winning 3,000 like Mr. Stick, Jason in the chat. That's pretty good, dude. That's awesome. Super happy for you. I was hoping you were gonna win 50,000. I saw it Saturday. I think you were third. You were third place, third, fourth, fifth, somewhere in there. It's like, damn. I was hoping you were gonna take it down. I am trying to post on X, and I am forgetting how to do everything. All right. There you go. That is out there right now. Okay, we got that one good. I am so sorry, everybody, that's looking at a blank screen. We'll throw this on the screen right now. Giveaways, weekly, monthly. I do this every single week for the weekly. Monthly, we ran last weekend. I can't remember who won. Whoever it was, reach out to me. You get a monthly subscription to SweetSpotDFS.com. You can activate that whenever. You can wait till next year to do it. It's up to you. So let me know. Weekly though, $5 if you want in to get an entry. I do roll calls pretty much at the 1 hour mark, and I will just basically ask you to write something in the chat. That's it. You'll get an entry that way. And then also after this goes live, so when it goes on replay, this will get thrown into YouTube to be able to watch over and over and over and over and over and over again. If you go comment in the comment section, you'll get an additional entry. And there's a way to get 2 entries if you read the description of this video. So yeah, that is available to everybody. Or you can get entries that way. So let's go ahead and run a giveaway. All right. We have 20 people, really only 2 people, but Nathan did the secret thing to get 2 entries in the YouTube comments. So we have 20 total. This is to win $5. Drum roll. Pat Jennings, congrats, man. Reach out to me. Let me know how I can send you that money. I just realized I don't have my soundboard up. I'm surprised the drum roll even worked. We're all over the place. I will say this. I just got done with a date. Like, I literally got home at 8:13. Knew that this was going on at 8:15, so we weren't ready. Not ready. Pat, congrats. Let me know where to send the money. Google Pay, PayPal, Venmo, all that good stuff. And yeah. Okay. What else do I need? Anything, guys? I don't think there's really anything. Kirk, Griffin, and Fowler let you down, Jason. I mean, when I reviewed the SweetSpot Optimal, the Optimal, and the GPP winning lineup, I was surprised they were even up there. So, and those were people I was talking about. I think I was talking about Fowler. I'm like, yeah, I think Fowler can do well here, but I didn't play him enough. Just reading the chat. Sorry for the silence. Seeing what to respond to. AJ's doing well in the WNBA. There you go, AJ. Good for you, man. You can be late anytime, Eric. Okay. Let me show you guys some updates. Jason, if you're still in the chat, you're a lifetime member, so you're gonna see. I'm gonna show you all the things that I've been doing to the reports that will be going on the website. So I'm gonna throw this up here. These are going to be published tonight or tomorrow. These are gonna replace all of the pages that you see on the website. This is gonna replace them all. So I was kind of showing you this last week, but I have this whole pane over here. These are all buttons. Obviously, if I float over them, they're going to make a color. This lets you know that you're hovering over the button. You click down in the little sweet spot circle here. We get a filter called Fantasy Stats. Fantasy stats can be used on any of the pages. Some of them make sense, some of them don't. So I've named them historic lineup filters. You're only going to use this on the historic lineup page. So I'll show you what that looks like. That would be this one right here. So obviously we talk about the historic salary builds. You would really only use this filter down here, these filters down here to do that. So if you want to look at all the lineups that use $50,000 of the salary, you click on 50,000 and it stays highlighted for you. We can close that filter and you can see all of the lineups that use 50,000 of the salary. And you'll be able to do all your filtering that way. And you can select multiple. So if you wanted to choose all of them that are 49.7 and above, perfect, right? And then there's this little eraser button here. This erases everything. Isn't that cool? We have fantasy stat filters. We have tournament stat filters. So the field type, field size, event type, I can add filters as we go on, but I just added the most relevant ones to use. You can select the golfer if some of the filters don't have golfers, which you can see here. I don't know if you're going to actually, basically if you use the golfer filter on this page, it's just going to filter out if that golfer played in a specific tournament. It's not gonna, you're not going to be able to, you know, put in Scotty Scheffler whenever he got first place at an event. Actually, you could. Never mind. You could. You could. I don't have that available yet, but you could. Anyways, so you've got the tournament stats. We've got golf course stats. So whatever the golf course is, the facility, the architect, the renovation architect, the state, the soil conditions. We can sort, or you can filter out by the total yards, the par of the golf course, the green size average, the stimp meter, the total bunkers, the water hazards, and then what shot shapes are preferred. You can even filter by that. So if I wanted to see, hey, this golf course has a bunch of holes that off the tee draws matter. I want to find, you know, the golf courses that have 3 or more. And then I just remove the filter and I get all the golf courses that have 3 or more draws. And so like, especially for this page here, it says historic salary builds. What's the most common salary build? So you can do things like that. Again, just hit the little eraser and that'll remove all the filters. It'll move over everything. You can also just come back into this tab and remove those filters that you already put on there. But then you've got golf course stats and grass stats as indicated by the nice green grass that's in the little filter here. You can click on it if a golf course was overseeded. Again, you can choose golf course here in case you know, forgot it on the other filter. We can go by fairway grass. This is the specific grass strains. So if it's like this week we are on, oh shoot, it's a Bermuda grass. I forget which Bermuda it is. Yeah, we'll go over it, but you'd be able to put that in here. And then also if it's just like in these filters down here, I just have them generalized. So bent grass, we can look at all bent grass golf courses. Hold on. Sorry. If I wanted to see all the, and then you can actually go into this one and find the specific bent grass and it'll only go by bent grass stats. So I will actually remove that. But yeah, these filters, again, I don't know if I'm gonna put them out tonight or tomorrow, but you will have access to them. I'm so excited. I worked really hard the last 2 weeks to make sure to get this out because I really wanted to get these out, but you're going to see them on every single page. So the past optimal and GPP winners page, the historic salary builds page. I'm actually recreating the strokes gain stats page where instead of there being 2 reports, it's just 1 report that you can filter by round or event. New things or different things will pop up. And again, you can use those same filters that I just showed you. Now, each page is going to have its own filtering process. So whatever filters you put on a different page, those filters will not affect this page. So you could actually filter out by several different things if you wanted to. So I have that. And then this page, I am super excited to show you in the future. The choose your view will actually be updated. But this was the biggest priority for me, is to get these filters out for you guys for each of these pages. And now that they're here, I can really work on all the other things. And super excited to present this to you guys. But look forward to this. By next week, the Tour Championship will be the first rollout of these things, but also tomorrow night you will have access to this. I just didn't want to do it tonight in case something happened when I published it. It was going to ruin the stream. But anyways, yeah, that's going to be available to you guys. Again, I am so excited. I like I said, I worked hard last 2 weeks just to get it all completed. I know it's a little late in the season, but better late than never, right? Yeah, look forward to that. I mean, those filters are fire. Like you'll be able to find the best golfers in the field with whatever stat you want to look at, and then eventually, you know, we'll be able to do more with that. So, anyways, yeah. Let's see the chat. Same answer as we get to why we're getting Didos on the court. Oh, I see. Yeah. This week is Scotty in the top 5 golfers to win the 50K. It could be. Or am I proud of my work? Yeah, of course I am. That was it was a long time coming, and it's exactly. I'd say how I envisioned it to all look. I probably hit the 90 percentile. As to everything that I wanted to get done, like everything that I wanted to put in those pages. Because of the pages themselves, I'm actually really happy with what they do. You know, when we go over the historic salary builds, like this is everything. Like when I first thought of this page, this is exactly what I was hoping to build. Just to show you the lineup build, how often it has occurred in any of the lineups, and then the total percent. Like this page alone with my brand is exactly what I wanted this page to do. And then on top of that, to have this page to go along with it, to find the golfers that are a part of each of those lineups, this was the second piece to it. These 2 pages alone, I built them, you know, earlier this year. These are the only things that not the only things I care about, but these are the things that are very unique to my channel, to my brand, that I had to get out for everybody, that I wanted to get out, and I'm excited to have out. Now that there's filters that are going to be with it, holy crap. You know how I'm like, oh, hey, you know, we're going over the golf course and tournament information. If I had filters for this, I'd show you, you know, we'd be doing this stuff. Well, now we do. Now we will finally have them. And these streams will be much more informational because I'll be able to provide those filters for you guys, as opposed to saying, hey, go to someone else's website and put those filters in and then find your golfers that way. Now it's just like, nah, come to my website and put those filters in and you'll find your information. Yeah, super happy about that. All right, so I've riffed for about 20 minutes. Let's cruise through this. Yeah, AJ, you've been there. You saw it from the very beginning, how I was putting everything together and getting stuck on everything, going, ah, man, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'm going to call the stream right now and try to figure this out in secrecy. Pretty much swallowing my tears, essentially. Not really, but you know how it goes. All right, let's go into the golf course and tournament information. The BMW Championship is being played at the Caves Valley Golf Club this week. If you were on the website earlier than Tuesday, August 12th, I apologize. I had last year's data in there. I had the Colorado golf course that they played at, the Castle Rock or whatever the golf course name was called. I just didn't put, first of all, I didn't look into the future when I put all this stuff together to see if the BMW was going to be played at the same golf course. I just anticipated it was going to be. So I made all the updates that you needed to, not that you needed to, that I needed to, for you guys to use. And this is the golf course stats page on SweetSpotDFS.com. Just gives you all the general information, which again, you'll be able to use tomorrow the filters. It's Pencross bentgrass. You know, I was like, oh, I forget what bentgrass. It's Pencross. Luminary bentgrass on the tees. I don't think that really matters. The greens are really what matter, and that's the pure distinction bentgrass. 5,200 yards, square feet, I should say. 5,200 square feet for the green size. That's not the smallest. Oh, well, it's about average, actually. 55 is about average. Looks like the rough is going to be about 3 inches long. See, I don't think that's what the GCSAA gave us. That's just data from 2021. Because if you needed to know, and I also updated this on this page because I didn't have this before. But before I had it, you had to select a tournament in order to then select a golf course. Well, now I have it so you can just look up the golf course. So 2025 is obviously this year. In 2021, they also played the Caves Valley Golf Club for the BMW Championship, which Patrick Cantlay won. We'll review the 2021 tournament just to show you what kind of golfers were at the inside the top 10. But the big difference here, 7,500 yards in 2021. In 2025, it's 7,601. Also in 2021, it was a par 72. This year is a par 70. And if you want to see what the updates were, you can take a look at the little, basically the hole mapping that I did right here. So in 2025, actually, let's go to 2021. Hole number 2 and hole number 12. You see they have par 5s. Those are the ones that changed to par 4s. Hole 2, hole 12, they go from par 5s to par 4s. Now it looks like there was a bit of a yardage chunk that got taken off of hole 2. It was 589 and 221 or in 2021. In 2025, it's 525. So it's not as long, still a pretty long par 4. Hole number 12, I don't think really changed much. Oh, it did. Never mind. That also got 40 yards taken off of it, and it became a par 4. So another challenging par 4. So yeah, we go from a par 72 to a par 70. We also add yardage to it. I think the grass was a little bit different as well. I guess just the rough. They went from ryegrass to fescue. It's kind of the only thing that I'm seeing different. I imagine maybe the fairways and rough and green lengths are going to be a little different than what they did in 2021, but the GCSAA didn't give me that information. So I'm not positive what the actual, like how much different this tournament or this golf course is going to be from 2021. But let's go ahead and take a look at the 2021 results. So right here, Caves Valley Golf Club. That is where we are this year. That is that's where they were in 2021. And let me just go ahead and make this update over here already. Castle Pines was the golf course, not Castle Rock, but I was close. 2021, Patrick Cantlay won in a playoff against Bryson DeChambeau. They went low, 27 under. Obviously, with those par 5s turning into par 4s and yardage or length being added to the golf course, it's not going to be as low as 27. Maybe we'll see 18 under. It's tough to, like, I don't remember what the conditions were in 2021. I remember wind wasn't a big deal in 2021. I have no idea what the wind is doing this year. I haven't taken a look. I always encourage you all to look at that stuff Wednesday night. Just to make sure the golfers that you are choosing aren't going to be in a bad weather wave. But yeah, so Patrick Cantlay, what do we know about Patrick Cantlay? He's a ball striker. He can get hot with the putter. He gets streaky with the putter. This is the year he also won the FedEx Cup championship. I don't think he won the Tour Championship, although he probably did. Yeah, he had to, right, in order to win the whole thing. Yeah, he won in 2021. Now, what do we see here? Ball striker. Bryson was beefy Bryson back then, 2021. So he was bombing off the tee. Patrick Cantlay is no slouch at hitting the ball far. Sung Jae is mediocre, like average. Rory hits the ball far. EVR hits the ball far. Dustin hits the ball far. Sergio's a ball striker. Burns is a ball striker. Noren is a ball striker. Rahm hits the ball far and a ball striker. It isn't until you get to Abe Answer where it's like, oh, the first short ball hitter. And then EVR, short ball hitter. Webb Simpson, short ball hitter. Now they're good with their irons, but you really don't get to another strong guy until you get to Tony Finau and Jason Kokrak. So really, 10 of the top 11 golfers in the 2021 leaderboard were essentially bombers. And I haven't heard anything, I haven't read anything that would indicate that anything's really going to change. Like the golf course didn't really change that much to determine we shouldn't expect to see something different. So ball strikers, like, you know, Scotty doesn't hit the ball the furthest, but he's probably the furthest straight ball hitter there is. And he hits the ball plenty far to contend at this golf course. I thought if this golf course or if this tournament was being played at the Castle Pines Golf Club, there's no way I was going to play Scotty Scheffler because of how poorly he did last year with the altitude and stuff like that. But the fact that we're here in Maryland at the Caves Valley Golf Club, I don't know what I want to do with Scotty. I was set before I made these updates from the Castle Pines Golf Club to the Caves Valley Golf Club to not play Scotty Scheffler. I literally was going to come to the stream and tell you guys, I don't think so. Like it's not worth it. And like last year, I mean, well, I'm not going to look at last year. It doesn't really matter. But none of your favorite golfers performed very well at the Castle Pines Golf Club. Whereas in 2021, these were your hot golfers. Like these were the good golfers. Cantlay was $9,200. DeChambeau was $9,300. So in the 9K range. $8,000 Sungjae, $9,400 Rory, 10-4 DJ, 11-7 Rom. Now, yeah, 11-7 Rom didn't win the tournament. He was the most expensive golfer on the slate. But guess what? He finished 9th. He still finished inside the top 10. DJ finished 6th. He was a 10K golfer. I think this is maybe one of those tournaments where the cream rises to the top. 6K flat. KH Lee. 6K flat. That's something interesting. So too is 6,100 and 6,300. Now, none of these golfers down here, only KH Lee was in the optimal lineup at 6K flat. Now, KH Lee is a ball striker. He can hit the ball pretty far. So I wouldn't say he's not a long ball hitter, but he hits the ball plenty far. Let's put it that way. KH Lee. So if we're looking at 6K golfers, we'll have to dig and see if we can find anybody we like. But this could be a week where we just want 9K golfers, 9 and 8Ks, just balance 9-9, 8-8, 7-7, something like that. Anyways, just wanted to show you guys the 2021 Caves Valley Golf Club BMW Championship. Just to give you guys some ideas on how to start your lineup builds. Now, I kind of preluded this tournament, if that's even a phrase, that there are only 49 golfers in the field. There's no cut. And we have 7 10K golfers. Now, if I look at my buckets and I go to the salary range, and I scroll down to salary totals, look what DraftKings has done the last 3 years. 7 10K golfers. They've done this consistently. 7 to 8 9K golfers, 10 8K golfers, 10. Look at this. It's the exact same numbers, essentially. The exact same numbers. The only thing that's different is the 9K range because Sepp Straka withdrew. I think Sepp Straka was at 89. No, he was 9,000. He was 9,000. So yeah, all these numbers would have been the same. So I guess what we could do is take a look right here, top 10 salaries. So if the last 3 years, I guess really 2024, 2023, if you just take a look at the salaries there, 2 9Ks finished inside the top 10, at least 2 10Ks finished inside the top 10. Then the 8Ks, 1 in 2024, 5 in 2023, 7Ks. 7Ks are usually the glue piece, or the glue to lineup building. Only 2 in 2024 finished inside the top 10. Otherwise, there was 0 in 2023. At least 1 high 6K and at least 1 low 6K each of the years. So that's something to take note of. Now, when it's looking at top fives, top five only, at least two 10K golfers finish inside the top five in 2024 and 2023, where the salary structure remains constant. At least one 9K, at least one 8K. And then the 6Ks aren't quite there, nor is the 7K. Really letting you know that you're going to have to depend on 7 and 6Ks to finish inside the top 10 in order to pay off expensive golfers. The first thing that comes to mind when I think of something like this is fading Scottie Scheffler. Because if we're going to have, I mean, there's 5 golfers 8K and above inside the top 5. I'm sorry, not, there are 5 inside the top 5. And then there are 5 8K and above inside the top 5 yet again the year before when we had the same salary structures. There's 6 actually. It just tells me like there's going to be too many good priced golfers to be inside the top 5, that if Scottie doesn't win, or even if he does win, it might be better to play someone a little lower priced to build your lineups around. Now here's the scary thought of all of this. Scottie Scheffler during Sunday's round, if we go to the FedEx St. Jude, which I have up, and we just take a look at that leaderboard of Scottie Scheffler or whatever. Scottie Scheffler finished 15 under. He was one shot out of the playoff with Justin Rose and JJ Spawn. He made 0 significant putts on Sunday, and 0 meaning nothing outside 6 feet. That would have changed things. Scottie Scheffler, still the best golfer in the world. Scottie Scheffler had a cold putter Sunday at the FedEx St. Jude. He just needed one birdie, one additional birdie, and he's in that playoff. Who knows if he would have won or not. Obviously, I think most of our money would have been on Scottie. If Scottie's ball striking is just going to be hot for the rest of the playoffs, he's live for any tournament to win it. And the fact we're not in Colorado at altitude and we're at Maryland on a golf course where it looks like most traditional golfers play well, like Cantlay, Rahm, DJ, Burns, Sergio. The fact that those guys play well at this golf course tells me that a Scottie Scheffler is primed for this golf course. So the two things that are working against me in my thought process is, one, Scottie's the best golfer in the world. 13,400 is not that expensive. And if he plays moderately or a little bit better than he did last week, he's going to win this tournament by at least 4. Is that enough? Is that enough points, DraftKings points, to be in the GPP winning lineup? I don't know. Now, likewise, even if Scottie finishes first, let me go ahead and pull up the salaries here. Scottie's at $13,400. The next closest is Rory McIlroy at $11,400. Sorry. $11,400. Then it goes Xander at $10,500, all the way down to Justin Thomas at $10,000. If any of these 10K golfers finish second place and are within 10 points of Scottie Scheffler, I bet you can't play Scottie if he wins the tournament. But it is largely relied upon these 10K golfers playing good enough to finish inside the top 10. Now, what you just saw, what I just showed you with that top 5 matrix, we've seen at least 2 10K golfers inside the top 5 at each BMW Championship the last 2 years. The big thing that I can already hear people saying is like, well, last year was played at Castle Pines and the year before was Olympia Fields. So how is that going to equate to the Caves Valley Golf Club? Well, to answer someone who emailed me, it's the BMW Championship. Your best golfers are here. They're most likely going to be the same golfers you see inside the top 5, top 10 leaderboards of every BMW Championship to go forward with. Like you had Rory in 2023. You had also Rory finishing 11th place in 2024. So yes, pretty much the same dudes. I'm not going to get that a 1-for-1 perfectly with everyone, but then there's Xander Schauffele's right there. Scottie Scheffler in 2023. He was not there in 2024. Okay. I mean, I can't find any other 1-for-1s, but you can anticipate a lot of the same dudes at the top, or at least the 10K golfers that are playing good golf. You'll find them at the top of the leaderboard every single week. So, or every single BMW Championship. It's really up to you guys. I am on the fence. I don't know what I'm going to do with Scotty just yet. I imagine the field, you know, the people we play against on DraftKings will probably have Scotty in about 56 to 62% ownership. And I don't think that's where I will go with ownership on Scotty. I don't really care about going overweight. It takes one lineup to win. So it takes the right lineup. And I don't know if I want, you know, I'm thinking like 40% of Scotty. I think that's the max that I'm going to put him in my lineups. Maybe less. I like Rory a little bit more at this event, at this tournament. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. And we'll build lineups here later and try to figure it out that way. So that's all that I have. I mean, the other piece, I guess, is strength of field. It is 650. This would be a great data point to use for researching. Pretty on par for each BMW Championship. We are missing Sepp Straka, who would be adding a little bit to the strength of field, which would make it very similar to previous years. So that's all that I have for you. No cut. No cut. I usually love the sweet spot process when there's no cut. I don't like that for the BMW Championship. There's a rota for tournaments, a rotation of tournaments. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. All right, let me check with the chat. You kept asking what color should this be? Red or black? That's my memory. Yeah, that's true. It's being played in Maryland. That's right. About an hour from AJ's house. Cool. Joanne was born and raised in Maryland. What's going on, Joanne? Dave Dean, very different. Scotty doesn't have his caddy this week. That's right. Scotty's not winning this week. Okay. McIlroy is winning this week. Gotcha. Rory should be disqualified for not playing last week. Sorry, I can't stand Rory. That's all right. That's all right. No, I think there will always be... I think you have different types of people in this world. You're going to have people who just dislike Scotty because he's just whatever. And you're always going to have people who will... what's the word I'm looking for? Be pessimistic that a golfer can play as good as Scotty has for forever. I mean, that's the common Pat Mayo theme with his conversations is like, oh, pump your brakes. Like, we've seen golfers go on these types of runs in the past and they don't, you know, continue their runs. They don't compare them to Tiger Woods. Oh my gosh. I just realized that I still have the FedEx St. Jude Championship as my little banner. Nobody even said that. Nobody even saw it. You want to see how this gets updated in real time? We can make that update right now. I can't believe it. I knew I was forgetting something. I went live a little too soon. That's all right. It is what it is. Okay. That should have fixed it. There it is. Boom. Oof. Silly. I just thought the playoffs were called the FedEx. There we go. Perfect. Nightmare, what's up, man? I haven't seen you. I don't think I've seen you at all. Nice to see you here. All right. Let's go and talk about past optimal in GPP winning lineups. Of course, I'm going to start with SweetSpotDFS.com, the historic salary builds. You can find them under past salary builds. I will also update this to say historic salary builds, just to be consistent. But let's do this differently. I want to use the new updated reports that I have not yet published because I want to show you guys how this is going to look, how this is going to work. So we'll go here. Let's go ahead and try to make this all super small, and then I can zoom in a little bit. There we go. Let's go ahead and use a filter, shall we? What I want to do is open up the tournament filters, and I want to choose 40 to 60 as my field size because I want to filter by that many people and see what the most common salary build is. Believe it or not, it is a 10, 3/8, 1 7, and a 6. Now this, again, is me filtering by field size. We only have 49 people in this field, and I'm filtering by 40 to 60 people, which what we end up getting is very similar to all of those other events that we tournament. We get the playoffs, the playoff events. We get the Tournament of Champions, which is also a limited field event. So we get all of these, and I imagine most of them are going to include Scottie Scheffler. So I have data going back to 2021 when it comes to salary builds. We're looking at the GPP winning lineup, the optimal lineup, and the sweet spot optimal for each of those years and for each of these events. And the most common lineup build is a 10, 3/8, a 7, and a 6, but it's a four-way tie. The other one's a 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 6, a 10, 9, 8, 7, 7, 6, which is the common lineup build that I usually tell you guys to start your lineups with. Then it goes 10, 9, 9, 7, 6, 6, and then 10, 10 for the next two. 10, 10, 3 7s and a 6, 10, 10, 2 8s and 2 6s. Guess what all of those have in common? Every single one of them starts with a 10K golfer, except for this one down here. And which lineup does this belong to? The 2024 optimal lineup that left $2,600 on the table. We don't care about that little guy. You see that little guy there? We don't care about that little guy. So that's one way to filter out. All of them start with a 10K and at least an 8K, if not another 9 or another 10. Actually, most of them start out with a 10 and a 9. And then it just varies from there. If you really wanted to do kind of the sweet spot route, we would go 10, 9, 8, 7, 7, 6. And then we probably, our second lineup build would be a 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 6. I don't really like the 10, 3/8, 7, and 6. And that's all 2021 tournament champions. So I don't really care about that one, if I'm being honest with you. I don't think that's how I'm going to be building lineups this week. But you certainly can, if that's what you guys feel comfortable with. The other thing we can do is we can hit the eraser and just put in BMW Championship and just see what the most common lineup build is for this. And it is a 10, 2 8s, 2 7s, and a 6, followed by a 10, 10, 8, 8, 6, 6, followed by a 10, 9, 8, 3 7s, then a 10, 9, 2 8s, 1 7, and a 6. And then we get some 9K golfers or 9K lineups in here. The one lineup you don't see that I talk about all the time is a 10, 9, 8, 7, 7, 6. You don't see that at all. So there are some strategies here. Do you go with the field size makeup? Do you go with the BMW Championship? Remember, they play at different golf courses almost every single year. I think it's almost every single year. I think they had a couple years where it was at the same one. But it was Castle Pines last year, Olympia Fields the year before, Wilmington's Country Club the year before that, Caves Valley, which we're at. Then it went back to Olympia. Oh, they have. It was Conway Farms was like kind of the last time that they kind of kept going back. But that was in every other event. So yeah, they change every single year. Okay. Good to know. I didn't know. I didn't remember. So interesting. Huh. And is it just different for the years? Yeah, 2017, 2018, 2020. So we haven't seen the 10, 2 8s, 2 7s, and a 6 since 2020. Which is one of those things, you know, we were talking about 2024 and 2023. We look here, it's a 10, 10, 2 8s, and 2 6s. And then a 10, 10, 8, 7, 6, 6. Huh. Very interesting. I think well, I shouldn't say the rule of thumb here would be just to have two 6K golfers in your lineup, because we also have a common lineup here of 10, 9, 8, 3 7s, 10, 9, 2 8s, 7 and 6. Oof. I guess just based off of salaries alone. I think the thing I feel most confident in is just starting with a 10K golfer. 72% of BMW Championship lineups had a 10K golfer in it, and that's your GPP winning lineup, optimal, and SweetSpot optimal, like I was saying before. So at least 72%. Now, 90% of those lineups have an 8K golfer in it. That was not the same when we went to a limited field event. So again, you can either be really specific with the BMW Championship, or basically off of the filters that I had just had on there, the field size filters, where I went 40 to 60. 95% of those lineups had a 10K golfer, and only 76% of them had an 8K golfer in them. So it's really pick your poison. What do you feel more comfortable with? I think the most common thing that we're seeing is just start your lineups with a 10K golfer and be happy with it. I think you're going to be just fine. There are 7 10K golfers to choose from. And I will also say this, don't be afraid of picking 2 10K golfers to put in your lineup. That is what I am seeing. So that's a cool way. Again, these filters are not yet published to the website, but they will be in the next couple days, either tonight or tomorrow, Wednesday, sometime probably in the evening, because I have to go into the office for work and I won't be able to work on it while I'm in the office. So yeah, that's one way to look. Again, you can go create an account at SweetSpotDFS.com. I actually forgot to mention that as a giveaway reminder. Go to SweetSpotDFS.com. The only way to see this page is by paying. You're going to have to be either a weekly member, a monthly member, a yearly member, or a lifetime member in order to access this page right here. Again, it's under past salary builds. If you want to find more specific golfers for those lineups, you would come to this page, which is the Pass Optimal page, and you would select the tournament that you were just looking at from the previous page, whatever that was. Again, we're looking at the BMW Championship, so if you wanted to just type in BMW, click on the Championship, and then let's just take a look at last year's GPP winning lineup. And that's all you got to do. You can sort by salary, top to bottom. It was a low 10K Ludwig Oberg, who finished second, $9,400 Sam Burns, $8,500 Cam Young, $8,300 Adam Scott. Keegan won the event at $7,000 flat, and then they also had a $6,700 Siwoo Kim. Now you could look at 2023's, and there you have Scotty Scheffler at the top. He was a part of the GPP winning lineup in 2023 at $11,600. Finished second. You know how I was like worried about the 10K golfers? Well, there's Victor Hovland, who was in the 10K range, 10,300. He finished first. Then it was an 8th place, a 2nd place, 29th, 21st, but 2 8s. Oh, we had a 5K range. So this is the wonderful thing about going to this page and confirming who the golfers were. 5K range. Oh, that's ugly. Yuck. We had a 5K range in 2023. What was the Sweet Spot Optimal? Did not use a 5K golfer, but it had 2 10Ks, including Scotty Scheffler. Scored 581.5 points. Oh, the GPP winning lineup scored more than the Sweet Spot. What was the optimal? 598.5. Wow. Okay. But that also had 2 10Ks. The optimal lineup had 2 10Ks. So one, don't be afraid of spending down low. You know, getting one of the cheap guys. Tom Hoge in 2023, was he just not playing well? Because that seems like a misprice. So 2023, I put a salary or a filter on this, and we go salary from top to bottom. Oh, only went down to $5,500. So Hoge was one of the cheap guys down here. 57. He was the 3rd cheapest guy in the field. You also had Adam Svensson, who was the 8th cheapest golfer. You had the 3rd cheapest golfer and the 8th cheapest golfer. What did we have in 2024? Is this going to help us build lineups? Let's go salary top to bottom. You actually had the 5th cheapest golfer. 13. We don't really, that's fine. We don't have to care about these, but the 5th. So there's kind of a sweet spot there. Either somewhere between the 3rd and 8th cheapest golfers. Find a golfer there. Who could those be? That's 11 golfers. That's 9. Here are 8 right here. So who do we like? I mean, Johnny Vegas just played well last week. Don't mind him. Ryan Fox seems like the guy that might be a mispriced. Oh, and Thomas Dietrich. Those 2 golfers, big time. If you want, you know, a little synergy or a little karma, you know, Tom Hoagie, he is the 3rd cheapest golfer. He was in 2023. Maybe this is the time to play Tom Hoagie. Yeah, or Bud Colley, man. Bud Colley is the 8th. He's also a mispriced guy. 30th in my model. Yeah, he might be the dude. He might be the guy. Hoagie was 42nd in my model. Svensson was 48th in 2023 and 2024. Cam Davis was 31st in my model. So he was definitely the highest ranked golfer of the top 8, which Max Homa was 9th and he would have been better. 2023, hold on here. Hoagie and Kirk were in the GPP winning lineup, and they are the best ranked golfers of the ones down here. Yeah, Brennan Todd would have been that. Denny McCarthy. I mean, Denny McCarthy finished 10th. That's pretty darn close. Yeah, I'm not afraid to play Bud Colley. Because I'm really not afraid to play any of these guys down here. This is your bottom 8 golfers. 1 or 2 of these guys I think you want in your lineup. So see how you can build lineups that going from there. Okay, that's all that I have for the pass optimal GPP winning lineups. Does the optimizer automatically try to pick those salary builds based off of those percentages? No, not off the percentages. It does not do that. You just reminded me I need to update the optimizer on the fly, which I will do right before we start building lineups. I forgot to do that. My bad. All right, let's move on. Let's review the FedEx St. Jude Championship. Again, I don't talk about the golfers who are the golfer who won the tournament. I don't talk about the tournament that happens. I really only care about how well the SweetSpot process did. And as we take a look, I care about this little section over here that's called this year's totals. And I'm counting all the Y's, or I'm really just paying attention to how many no's there were. For all of those that might be new to the channel, there are 36 total buckets. There are 6 buckets per stat category, and there are 6 stats that I look at. Last year finishing position, last week finishing position, course history, recent form, salary, and strokes gain. And out of all 36 of those buckets, 1 of them failed, and that was the last year's 6 bucket. Now, the only thing that really matters to me is, does the SweetSpot Optimal take down the GPP? The GPP winning lineup scored 630 points. It scored 50,000, or not scored. It used up $50,000 of the salary. The SweetSpot Optimal used up 49,600, and it scored 636.5. So it beat the GPP winning lineup by 6.5 points. It follows all the SweetSpot rules. Those golfers, well, first, the GPP winning lineup, let's put it this way. It used the same 5 golfers: Justin Rose, JJ Spawn, Scheffler, Cam Young, and Chris Kirk. So Jason, if you're still in the chat, Chris Kirk was in the GPP winning lineup as well as the SweetSpot Optimal. So maybe it wasn't Kirk. No, I'm just kidding. It definitely was a collective that prevented you from winning 50,000. But the big thing is there's, you know, the reason the SweetSpot Optimal scored more than the GPP winning lineup is because Andrew Novak, who tied Ricky Fowler for 6th place, actually outscored Ricky Fowler by 6.5 points. And that is the difference why the SweetSpot Optimal beat the GPP winning lineup. And then the only other piece to add to all of that for the review are the Marquee Tee Times, which I will be going over yet again this week for the BMW Championship. And do I think they matter? Yes, I do. I do still think that Marquee Tee Times matter. So here are our Marquee Tee Times. It was Scheffler and Straka, Thomas and Henley, Griffin and English, Oberg and McIntyre, Fleetwood and JJ Spawn, Spieth and Wyndham Clark, Bradley and Matt McNeely, Cantlay and Goddard, and Matsuyama and Brian Harman. Now, I always tell you to select 2 to 4 groupings. I just fat fingered that, or trigger fingered that, dang it. 2 to 4 from these groups and anchor your lineups around them. And then the other rule of that is do not play golfers from the same group. Now, the one thing you're going to see here, Tommy Fleetwood and JJ Spawn played together on Thursday and Friday. They were in the optimal lineup together. This rarely happens. I'm not concerned about it. In fact, if you look at the GPP winning lineup, it had Scotty Scheffler and JJ Spawn. So did the SweetSpot Optimal. So those 2 guys alone would have helped you win $50,000. That's all that really matters, is winning that $50,000. So yes, Fleetwood and JJ Spawn were in the optimal lineup, but guess what? The optimal lineup left a ton of money on the table. It left $3,700 on the table. We are not building that lineup. I do not care about leaving that much money on the table. Just never get in there. But the SweetSpot Optimal is the best lineup that uses $49,600 of the salary and above. So, yeah, we could have built that lineup because that's the optimizer building the lineup. After I put in all the DraftKings points. So it really comes down to modeling. My models didn't like some of these golfers, and that's why they weren't chosen in my lineups, at least. So that's your review. That's just to go over everything. We went over the buckets. I showed you that 35 out of 36 buckets were correct. Went over the Marquee Tee Times. The Marquee Tee Times worked for the GPP winning lineup as well as the SweetSpot Optimal. That's all that matters when it comes down to winning $50,000. So yeah. SweetSpot process was 100% last week at the FedEx St. Jude. So hopefully that gives you a little bit more confidence as we talk about the buckets for this week's tournament, the BMW Championship. Before I get into that, let me read roll call reminder. Thank you, sir. Are we at the 1 hour mark? We are. There we go. Maybe something in the future for optimizer to use those salary bills. So, okay. Someone else suggested something for the optimizer. Here's the thing you all have to remember. The optimizer is built on Microsoft Excel. Microsoft Excel has limited amount of resources I can use to build my conditionals for. So for instance, it only allows me to have 200 different conditionals that I can actually build into that optimizer. It uses 200. So I'm at my limit already. It's at its max. I'd have to get rid of other things on the optimizer in order to incorporate something like that. So unfortunately, AJ Love, it's probably not going to happen. I'm not going to be able to add something like that. Unless Microsoft gives me more bandwidth or gives more bandwidth within Excel macro books. But until that time, or if I were to build an optimizer online, like through Python or R code or something like that, I could do it that way. Okay. First roll call. Give me your winner this week. Who's your winner? Give me your winner and you will get an entry into the weekly giveaway for the roll call. Roll call numero uno. I am going to start building this optimizer for you guys just so I have it ready. Because yet again, my bad, I forgot about it. All right, Joanne says McElroy. Nathan says X, as in Xander Schauffele. John Bizzle likes Kurt Kitayama. John, I don't have an issue with that. Dave Dean with Oberg. Wheels up with Tommy Fleetwood. Hey, we were talking about Tommy last week, weren't we? Wheels up. That sucks that he didn't actually get it done. Like hearing others talk golf. Good luck, all. Good luck, Nightmare. And he says Novak. And AJ's going with JJ Spawn. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. We will look to see if there are other entries later, but we can move on. And we will move on to the bucket system. All right, so one thing I failed to mention is if you go to SweetSpotDFS.com, there's a link in the description down below. Go up to Fantasy Tools, you'll find Cheat Sheet. I'll open up that Cheat Sheet page, and it'll bring you to this page right here. It'll show this cheat sheet at the top. You can ignore this one for now. Scroll down to this cheat sheet and click here. If you click here, you will have an updated spreadsheet that you'll be able to follow along with that includes the dream sheet as well as the bucket system. So obviously we are talking about the bucket system right now. You can follow along with me on the cheat sheet, link in the description. To get to the website, from the website, go to Fantasy Tools, cheat sheet, and then this page will pull up. Going back to my sheet though, here's how I'm going to show you guys how to read the bucket system for your own personal use, and then we can go into the anchor buckets. So first things first, to make it easier, let's just go ahead and remove all of the stats and only select last year. So you will only see 6 buckets. Last year, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then there are projections right here. There's a minimum projection and a maximum projection. Minimum, we always round down. Maximum, we always round up. Now, there is also a rule to this. We always want a 2-point buffer between the minimum and maximum. So we want 0 to 2, 1 to 3, 2 to 4, 3 to 5, 4 to 6, something like that. If whenever you round, like this bucket right here, which is a 0.19 to a 0.31, if you round down, that's 0 for the minimum. And if you round up, that's 1 for the maximum. Well, I want a 2-point buffer at all times. So that works that way. The other thing to remind you of is I always want the minimum to go down before the maximum. So something like this right here. You see that says 2.09 to 3.48. Now that's a 2 to 4 bucket. But that 2.09 is super close to being underneath 2. So I'm going to make that a 1 to 4 projection. But 4 is probably the most important number because that's the maximum amount of golfers you want to pull from this bucket. And quite frankly, it might not even be the maximum, because if Scotty Scheffler's in any one of these buckets, and you've already written him off saying he's not going to win this tournament, likelihood he's still going to finish top 10. He's just not going to help you win a GPP. So you'd actually remove him as a golfer and him as the result of being inside the top 10 from the projections. And so this says 2.09 to 3.48. Let's take Scotty out of this bucket because I think that's where no, he's not in that bucket. Never mind. I think he's in this bucket right here because he finished 33rd last year. And that's a 1 to 4 bucket. So that's actually perfect. But if you take Scotty out of this bucket, I'd say that bucket actually turns into a 1 to 3 bucket. Not a 1 to 4 bucket, but a 1 to 3 bucket. And then I wouldn't have anything greater than 3. I think that would be fine as is. So that's how you read the bucket system. You can go through each of these stats and go through that. You can also put filters on here just to look at, you know, what I call the anchor buckets are basically anything that's in this minimum projection that's greater than or equal to 1. Greater than or equal to 1. And that will remove a bunch of buckets. The other thing I want to do is make sure this is greater than 2, just to kind of double down on my filters. So in case there's a moment where some of these still fell through the crack that shouldn't have been picked up, this will get rid of them. And I'm actually looking at this. I'm going to say greater than or equal to 2.13. I want to get rid of some of those other buckets. Okay. And then the other thing I want to look at, the conservative projections here. I want everything greater than 2, and I really don't want anything super close to being, you know, 2 or less. So 2.14, 8K. We're not going to be talking about salaries when it comes to the bucket system. I'll leave that to each and every one of you, whatever you feel comfortable with. So this technically, these would be your anchor buckets. They would be. Every single one of these would be an anchor bucket, meaning you want to potentially pick one golfer from each of these buckets to anchor your lineup around. Now, for me, this is too many buckets to talk about. Last year 1, last year 2, last year 6. Last week 1, last week 2. Course history 1, course history 2. Recent form 1, 2, and 3. 2 salaries and 2 strokes gained. I actually would probably just ignore the salary and strokes gained because we kind of already went over the salaries, and I'm not super keen on going over strokes gained stats. So, yeah. I don't know if I'm going to talk about anchor buckets. I'm not going to. And instead, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to give you a strategy. I think the strategy is to shotgun spray your lineups, meaning select golfers from all over the salary range. Keep in mind where Scotty Scheffler is when it comes to all of these, and then kind of build around these buckets. So if Scotty's in a few of these buckets, let's take a look. Scotty's in the strokes gained 1, the course history 1, the recent form 1, and the last week 1. So that's super simple. I'm going to go ahead and put the filter back on that. So Scotty Scheffler is in the last week 1, course history 1, recent form 1, salary 1, and strokes gained 1. He's in each of those 5 buckets. The only bucket he's not in is the last year 1, but he's in the last year 2 bucket. So Scotty Scheffler is in each of these buckets, each of them. So what I would say is you can pull one golfer out of each of these buckets. So the last year 2 buckets, a 1 to 4 projection. I would change that to a 1 to 3 projection because Scotty Scheffler's in it. So I would, if you're playing Scotty Scheffler, obviously you can only pick up to 3 more golfers. Unlikely that's going to happen. Or maybe you do think Scotty still finishes inside the top 10, which is where these projections come from, is top 10 performances. So I'm projecting how many of the golfers in each of these buckets will finish inside the top 10. So if you think Scotty still finishes inside the top 10, but does not help you win a GPP, you would minus 1 from the max projection and 1 from the min projection. So this 1 to 4 projected bucket to me would turn into a 0 to 3 bucket. This 2 to 5 bucket would turn into a 1 to 4 bucket. This 2 to 4 bucket, I think, would actually just go down 1 to 4 because 2.18 is pretty low. So I'd say 1 to 4. Recent form 1 is a 2 to 5 bucket. This bucket would go down to a 1 to 4 bucket because it's a 2 to 5 right now, but I bump it down to a 1 to 4 just for the mere fact that Scotty Scheffler's in the field. And then salary one, yeah, I mean, we kind of already know we want 10K golfers in our lineups. We've seen it with the Pass Optimal and GPP winning lineups. So yeah, there we have it. That's one way to use this sweet spot process to your benefit. And it's good for me to do that because sometimes I forget to do that. I do that every once in a while when I'm building lineups, if I can remember it, is to do something like that. Okay. Big yawn there. Holy moly. Alrighty then. I think, yeah, I'm not going to go over each of these buckets. Yeah, there's really no need. So we're gonna say that's it for the bucket system. Let's go into the Marquee Tee Times. Now, I'm gonna be building lineups for you guys pretty soon. Do not give me your golfers right now. Do not give me your golfers right now. But I will sort this from group rank, top to bottom. Surprise, surprise. They paired up Rory McIlroy and Scotty Scheffler, and guess what? They're the best group in the field. Such a shocker, I imagine, to most of you people. But how these pairings work, it's Scotty and Rory. You have Tommy Fleetwood and Justin Thomas, Ludwig Oberg and Cam Young, Colin Morikawa, Corey Connors, Russell Henley, Ben Griffin, Matsuyama and McIntyre, Burns and Sungjae, JJ and Rose, Harry Hall, and Jason Day. Funny enough, I actually had a funny little daydream or whatever you want to call it, that I was arguing with somebody about how I love my process. I love the sweet spot process, and I think it's better than most people's, if not everyone's. And I was given a way to prove it. And this isn't me looking at any of the data, but I'm like, Jason Day is going to be one of the golfers who has an opportunity to win this event. I'm kind of going to stick to it, honestly. I don't know if it's a premonition thing. I don't know if it's just nonsense, but why not? $7,400. He's part of the Marquee Tee Times. Probably going to be golfers like that are going to help you win a GPP. So that's where I'm going. But just to go over these golfers here, or these groups. Group one is Scotty and Rory. No duh. Group two, oh, I already went through them, right? Never mind. I just went through them. Short-term amnesia. It's a killer. All right. Here's what I'll say. I'll ask for you guys to pick 2 to 4 golfers from here. I'm going to work on the optimizer while you guys do that. Find 2 to 4 golfers. Put it in the chat. Try to use the Marquee Tee Times that you see on the screen, and I'll build lineups with you for you guys here shortly. But like I said, I need to update this. So my eyes will be over here. Don't mind me. You know what? Let's put some music on too. I forgot about that. Let me know if it's too loud. What the heck? Stop that. Oh. I don't know. All right, let's see if it works. It does not work. Why doesn't it work? That's crazy. Well, the optimizer works, so that's not good. That could literally be the bucket conditionals are too strict, and we don't have golfers that match those bucket conditionals. Is this even right? Do I have this right? Let me take a look again. Yeah, 1 to 4, 1 to 4. Ah. I don't know where I got 2 to 5 from. What the hell? That's probably it alone. Because there's 2 golfers in that bucket. Okay. So, I think we're okay. Let me just double check this, guys. Okay, I think that works now. It does not. Oh my god. Wow. All right, I am going to change this. 1 to 4, 0 and 0. Think that'll help. It still doesn't. Course history? Oh. Oh, okay. Well, course history 2s need to be changed. What the hell? Oh, well. Wow. Huh. I don't get it. Optimizer's not working. What is it? I probably have something somewhere that's like, dude, what the hell? This makes no sense. Okay. Dude, I am actually here. I'll show you. I'm going through and I'm making zeros for all the minimums right here. And it's just not working for me. All of them are at zeros now. What the hell? My apologies for not getting this straightened away earlier. So this works right here. What am I getting? 4 last year's 6s. And right now I only have that as a 1 to 3 projected bucket. 4 come through, okay? We get 2s last week, 1, 2, and 3. That's perfect. We want at least 2 last week 1s, which we get. We want at least 1 last week 2 and 1 last week 3. And that's what we get. Actually, we don't need 1 from last week 3, but we get that. Course history. 3 from course history 1. My projection is 1 to 4. Course history 2. Ah, that's supposed to be 2 to 5. Is there a reason that's all jacked up? Course history 5. It's a bunch of them right here. I mean, if I'm being honest with you guys, I don't really like any of these golfers. And none of... Okay, Justin Thomas is the only 10K golfer, and we're asking for 10K golfers. But Dietrich... Okay, well, whatever. We're looking at course history 2s. Yeah. Originally, I had for course history 2 to 5. 2 to 5. Really? It still doesn't make any sense. 2 to 5. Does Scotty live in that? No, he does not. This is not a bucket that I feel very confident that at least 2 golfers are going to actually come out of the side or out of the top 10 from here. How many do I have? 21? That's right. Okay. No, I don't think I feel comfortable with that course history 2 bucket. Twos are across the board there. This is all fine and dandy. Only 1 from the Marquee Tee Times. What if I make it choose at least 2? Will it freak out at me? It does. Oh my god. How? This sucks. It's by far the Marquee Tee Times that are really not making this work out. Why can't I get at least 2? What if I wanted a Scotty and Fleetwood lineup? Only counting 1? What? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Something got messed up. But this is counting it correctly. 2. Selecting 2. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh my God, what is going on? It's picking group 7. What? How? There's no group 7. I like Sung JM not in group 7. Sam Burns, nobody from group 7 is. It's group. Oh my God, what did I do? Group 1 selected. Group 2 selected. Okay. This should get copied over. Something's not working, guys. This is really... Oh, this is really frustrating. Does the other optimizer work, I wonder? This is the one that I'd be sending you guys. I might call this stream early if I can't build lineups. At least it picks group 1 and 2. Okay, this one works. Oh boy. I wonder what... I must have copied and pasted something wrong. Still group 7. Oh, what is going on? I figured it out, guys. I'm sorry. I copied over something wrong. Oh my god, it's so stupid. Holy. Yay, it works. All right, well, my bad. That was pretty fun, hey guys. Just watch me try to problem solve my optimizer. Philip, did you want to pick Kitayama also? Here, everyone that's in chat, just type the number 1. I'll get you all an entry into the giveaway. I'm sorry for making you all sit through that. That's pretty freaking annoying. Just type the number 1 in there. What's going on, JK? Eric hates when I do my own thing, but I think a different option offsets any lineup anyway. Winning lineup was 10-9 and 4 6s. What? It's a 10, 8, 7, 7, 7, 6. That was the winning lineup. That was the $5 GPP winning lineup. I'm gonna try to tell you guys today who I like. What's up? You tried a Fist and Henry. 7 and 8K all had my attention last week though. Okay. All right, guys. Yeah. Appreciate y'all being here, watching me struggle through all of that. That's unfortunate. That might have been me just being sloppy with the copy and paste, honestly. Because that happens from time to time. Order lineup, my fault. Love you too, JK. Nightmare's still here. There we go. All right. Appreciate y'all. Let's get into this. Jeez. Holy. Am I just not going to be able to select? There we go. I think we're good. I do want to try. Let's try to figure this out again. Can we actually build lineups this way? Look at that. Oh my God. It works. I'm hanging my head because all of that, and it works. Good God. All right, well, I'll put the timestamps in there that this is when I'm building lineups. Right at the 1 hour and 43 minute mark. Holy. Good God. I hate when that stuff does not work. It is. Because like technology, you can tell technology to do whatever you want it to do, and it will do it for you. Okay. All right. Hey, will you guys post in your lineups again? I see a lot of them, but can you all put them in there again? I'll use the order that we had it in before, but can you all put them back in there for me? Since a ton of chat has gone through already. Okay. Looks like John was first, Nathan, Wheels Up, Philip, Joanne, Dave. And I think that's it. That's all I had, but we'll go from that list and then we'll go on from there. Woo! Holy shnikes. Kitayama, JJ, and Cam Young. Don't tell me there's 3 9Ks in your lineup. Hit a Yama. Kurt Kitten Yama. Let's see if it works. I might have to dial back the exposures. Oof. You know what? I think I'm gonna make everything 0. This is how we're gonna attack this week. I'm over it. There's so many different like restrictions. Let's see if this works. Okay. 3 9Ks. I imagine we can't do your... Oh, we couldn't do yours because we needed a 10K golfer in it. Okay. Yeah, I did have that as an anchor. You needed one 10K golfer in your lineup, and since you chose a $96 and $9,400 golfer, couldn't do it. AJ said you missed me. That I did. Okay. I'm gonna put the timer on the screen. Here we go. Well, actually, I need to do this first. First lineup is Cam Young, Henley, Spawn, Kitayama, Pendrith, and Bud Colley. Did we miss the wedding? No, you did not, JK. Cam Young, Spawn, Bradley Connors, Kitayama, Vegas. I think we're getting a lot of the same lineups, aren't we? There's a 10K. JT, Cam Young, Spawn, Kitayama, Poston, and Sam Stevens. I do like Sam Stevens this week. Last week was off the tee and putting stats, I believe. JT, Cam Young, Spawn, Kitayama, Pendrith, and Michael Kim. All right. Hey. Why not? I don't think anyone else is really going to be playing Michael Kim. Cam Young, Henley, Spawn, Kitayama, Pendrith, and Ryan Gerard. Let's do one more. Cam Young, JJ, Hideki, Fowler, Kitayama, Hoagie. Could get behind that one. I do need to delete some of this stuff though. Let's copy this one over. We'll go this one since they're all pretty much the same. We'll just do that. There we go. You honestly believe it's going to be Scotty Rory this week? I don't know if you can build a lineup like that. That'd be that might be too salary intensive. All right, John. Those were your lineups. Nathan. Nathan wants to go Rory, Young, and Xander. Interesting. Rory, the Xander zone, Cam Young. Can we even build a lineup like this? We'll try. We can't. Sorry, Nathan. This lineup doesn't work. I've made liberties to get rid of a lot of the other issues, and it still does not like this lineup. We could do Rory and Xander. Rory, Young, Hall, Kitayama, Harmon, Glover. So we could do Rory, Cam Young, and I bet you we could probably do Xander, Cam Young. But all three of them we can't. Xander, Young, Rose, Kitayama, Penrith, and Bud Colley. Nathan, I'm trying to figure out who you want me to anchor lineups around, because you have Rory, Young, and X, but I can't put all three of them in a lineup together. JK, what are you talking about? Can you test it out on your Opto? Just one? What do you mean? You mean a Scotty Rory lineup? Young X is good? Okay, cool. All right. Then we'll save this one. Well, when he wanted Rory, X, and Cam Young, they're not all in the same. They're not in the same Marquee Tee Times, right? Xander's not even in one. Xander's with who? Kurt Kitayama? Oh. I see. Okay. Okay. Shoffley, Young, Burns, Kitayama, Stevens, and Gerard. That's not bad. Don't mind that one. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. AJ, I get it. I get it. And John, sorry, you're right. Rory and Scotty are playing together, so we would never build that lineup to begin with. Xander, Young, Matsuyama, Kitayama, Berger, and Sam Stevens. 10-9-8, 7-6-6. I like that lineup a lot. It's a really good lineup. Shoffley, Young, Matsuyama, Kitayama, Penrith, and ooh, Johnny Vegas. I don't hate that lineup. It's a lot of Matsuyama with these guys. Okay. Ooh, I like this lineup too. 10-9-8, 7-7-6. There you go. Do one more and then maybe you replace one. Thomas Dietrich, yeah. Both of those lineups at the end, I'm digging quite a bit. I like them all. To be honest with you, I like them all. I'm actually going to replace the Ryan Fox one with the Dietrich one. I like the Dietrich one just a little bit more. All right, Nathan. Joanne, McElroy, Young, and Kitayama. Kitayama. All right. Okay, JK, I'll do one. But I'm building lineups for people that are in order of them requesting it. Doesn't even work. Even when I allow the two to happen, it still doesn't work. Can't build a Rory Xander lineup even if I even if I try to make it. It won't work, man. Okay. McElroy, Young, and Kitayama. I didn't even do a timer for that last one. That's fine. We'll go timer free. I'm kind of spent. Like, figuring that stuff out was just annoying. McElroy, Cam Young, Matsuyama, Kitayama, Bud Cauley, and Johnny Vegas. McElroy, Young, Hall, Kitayama, Harman, Glover. Actually, Joanne, let me know who you don't like, Joanne. McElroy, Young, Hall, Kitayama, Harman, and Glover. That one's not terrible. McElroy, Cam Young, Connors, Kitayama, Glover, and Bud Cauley. I love that lineup a lot. Oh, I like that lineup a lot. Kind of like I'm not really set on Bud Cauley, but I do want to see Bud Cauley in my lineups. McElroy, Young, Sungjae, Kurt Kitayama, Berger, and Glover. McElroy, Young, Hall, Kitayama, Poston, Glover. You don't like Hall? Okay, sorry. Harry Hall needs to get the boot. How many Harry Hall lineups did I build for you? There's one. Okay, so just the one. That's fine. McElroy, Cam Young, Justin Rose, Kitayama, Glover, and Thomas Dietrich. I like that lineup. Joanne, that lineup is pretty good. And if you want a little something different, we got McElroy, Cam Young, Matsuyama, Kitayama, Glover, and Michael Kim. You like Stevens? There you go. Yeah, if you want something different, there's a Michael Kim lineup for you. This is pretty much the same lineup as this one down here with Johnny Vegas. So, not my favorite, but doable. Those are 5 unique lineups right there, Joanne. I like the Stevens one. Or did we not build Stevens? Oh, I thought there... Okay, was it the one from before? I thought I had built a Stevens lineup. Did I just delete it? Okay. Let's see if Stevens just randomly appears. There's a Hoagie lineup. There you go. There's a Sam Stevens lineup for you. McElroy, Young, Connors, Kitayama, Stevens, and Ryan Gerard. That one's fine. I'm going to save that one over... Geez, I do like this one too. Well, there's a 6th lineup for you, Joanne. That's fine. That's fine. Joanne's one of my longest members. Oldest or longest standing member. Okay. Going to the next one. AJ Love wants Fleetwood and Eric All. 2 Englishmen. Okay. We get McElroy, Fleetwood, Harry Hall, Kitayama, Poston, and Vegas. Okay. It's not great. It's okay. Joanne, you're welcome. McElroy, Fleetwood, Hall, Kitayama, Glover, and Dietrich. There's 2 10Ks. I like this lineup. 2 10s, 2 7s, 2 6. I like this lineup a lot, dude. AJ, this is the one. This is the one right here. It is the one. Cameron doing and Dadaberg. Cameron Yapping and Oberg. I don't know what you're trying to say or do. Are you looking for a lineup? It's like one of those like little goobers that's like right on the lip of the can. Just weird, off-putting that my lip had to touch it. Did we already do this one? I don't think we did we? It's another McElroy lineup? Are they all McElroy Fleetwoods? Damn, I didn't even notice. Okay. Hey. You know what's... I'm so surprised that Hoagie even made it this far. He'd been playing some just god-awful golf as of late. McElroy, Fleetwood, Hall, Pendrith, Berger, and Lucas Glover. Can Berger redeem himself? Let's do one anti-Rory lineup. And it's Fleetwood, Burns, Connors, Hall, Kitayama, Glover. 10, 9, 8, 7, 7, 6. Okay. That's solid. It's pretty good, AJ. I mean, there's that one really good one. Which one was it? The Dietrich one? Okay. Dave Dean. Dave wants Oberg, Griffin, and McIntyre. Oberg, Griffin, and Bobby Mack. Oberg, Griffin, Bradley, McIntyre, Kitayama, Colley. JK, that's all cool and dandy. I'm just building lineups for people who put them in the chat. So I have two chats that are up right now. One is the order of people who wanted their lineups built, and then the other one is just the ongoing chat that you're writing in right now, and that's fine. But my priority is building these lineups for people, and if you're just throwing in random names, I don't know what to do with those names, because you're not asking me like, hey, what do you think about Cam Young and Oberg? You're just putting in Cam Young and Oberg, and I'm not sure what to do with that. Just suggesting players, that's all. I would love if you tell me if you don't agree or like the players that I suggest, but I don't know you're suggesting those golfers. I want them to see me, I guess? Huh? I like to admire a player game and style nowadays. I'm sorry, thank you. It was just for science. I think people should like Bud Kalk in Vegas and everything. Oh, okay. I mean, they see you, JK. I'm pretty sure they see you. Oberg, Griffin, Bradley, McIntyre, Kitayama, and Bud Colley. Oberg, Griffin. Oh, that's a solid lineup. 10-9, 2 8s, a 7, and a 6. Love it. Next lineup is Oberg, Griffin, McIntyre, Harry Hall, Kitayama, and Brian Harmon. Oberg, Griffin, Corey Connors, Bobby Mack. Kitayama and Glover. That one, I don't mind that. I like Glover in these lineups. I like Glover better on like Bermuda golf courses, but this is fine. Oberg, Griffin, Fitzpatrick, McIntyre, Kitayama, and Johnny Vegas. Okay. Oberg, Griffin, Bradley, McIntyre, Kitayama, and Gerard. I will say this, JK. Just throwing this out there. Like when I'm building lineups for people, so if they want some input, I'd like to see their input. And I'm not saying that the chat's going by too fast, but if they drown out and they can't get to me, it defeats the purpose of me building lineups for them. So it's all cool. Appreciate you all there. Dave Dean, are you in the chat? Did you like any of these lineups? Is there someone that I haven't built a lineup around that you'd like to see built around? I haven't saved this last one, but it's decent. Good stuff, thanks. Okay. Wasn't sure. Yeah. I like this one better. Ober, Griffin, Connors, McIntyre, Kittyam, and Sam Stevens. Ooh, I like that one. I like that one better than... You know what? I think I built some Johnny Vegas lineups last week, and I'm like, I don't think so. And then they actually turned out pretty good. I mean, Vegas was in the optimal lineup, so yeah, he would be really good. Or not the optimal, he was in the SweetSpot optimal. I don't know which one I would replace this one with. I mean, this is the this would be a cascading lineup from Lucas Glover. The Sam Stevens one. Actually, I like this one better than Lucas Glover one. I'm gonna save it over that. Okay. Wheels up, Logan. Got you. And then I think that's it. Did anyone else request a lineup to be built? Let me know. Because out of all the ones that I see when I asked you guys to post them again, these are the only ones that I do see. Yeah, that's it. That's all I see. Okay. Sounds good. Fleetwood, Sungjae, and Ben Griffin. Do we think Sungjae M got it back? Look at him at 8,000, low 8K. Benjamin Griffin. It's so crazy to think like Ben Griffin is one of the hottest golfers on tour. $9,100. I mean, he's... Do we think Ben Griffin is better than Patrick Cantlay? Is he now at the point where he's better than Patrick Cantlay? I'm going to answer that question before building your lineups, Logan, because I'm interested. In the year 2025, Ben Griffin is better than Patrick Cantlay by 0.012 strokes gained total. Cantlay is still the better ball striker. Look at these finishes. At the FedEx St. Jude, they tied. They both got 9th. T11, miscut at the Open, miscut at John Deere, 13th at the Rocket Mortgage when Cantlay was 32nd. Both at Travelers, 12th and 14th. US Open, Ben Griffin made the cut, Cantlay did not. Memorial, the one that Cantlay has done well at, Ben Griffin beat out Patrick Cantlay. Is Ben Griffin better than Patrick Cantlay? Would you take Ben Griffin on the Ryder Cup team over Patrick Cantlay? I would. I would, for sure. Holy crap. And honestly, I don't like his swing all that much. Where's shot like Harden? Yeah, I don't know. He his son plays baseball during this time of the year, and he doesn't really get to get on the early streams. Okay, let's do this. 5 lineups for Logan. Fleetwood, Griffin, Sungjae, Harry Hall, Kitayama, and Brian Harman. I think... Oh man, I've got such a weird feeling that either Brian Harman or Jason Day is going to do well at this tournament, and I don't like either of them. Don't like either of them. But you never know. Fleetwood, Griffin, Connors, Kitayama, and Glover. Do you like Kitayama? Because I think in my model, he's such a cheap, like, he's a good value. I can kick out Kitayama right now if you don't want to see anymore. I don't know why, but for some reason, I just never believed that he or his form would hold up long term. You talking about Patrick Cantlay? Even when Patrick Cantlay was at his peak, I would never believe. You remember when Patrick Cantlay came onto the tour, he had those back issues because of his car accident that he got into? And he had such high, there was such high expectations for him, but his car accident screwed him up. And then he got over it. He changed his golf swing to help out to alleviate his back issue. And then he went on a tear. He was doing really well. I think it just always comes down to the putter. I mean, I just never see him. It's like he's like for whatever reason, he kind of sucks. Here, let's take a look. Let's see if my premonition's right. He kind of sucks off the tee at important events. Let's see what that looks like. The Open Championship, minus 1.72. Maybe not. Look at this. 1.43 at the US. Travelers was 2.65. Rocket Mortgage, you should be better off the tee than that. But he was a ball. I mean, the approach was really good. PGA Champ, not very good. But Masters, he was good. So it's he's rarely in the negative. The Open he was, and same with the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Okay, that was my kind of lean. Like, he was just not good off the tee in important events. And I think that's because I probably played him in those events, and I'm like, where are you going with your tee ball? Like, what are you doing with that? Yeah. Kitayama ownership too high? Okay. Well, that's an easy no then. We can kick him out. Last questions. I'm gonna do a hard out at 11, but I want last questions to come in. I'll answer them in the next 10 minutes, I guess. Here's a lineup, Logan. Fleetwood, Cam Young, Ben Griffin, Sungjae, Glover, and Bud Cauley. 10, 2 9s, 8, and 2 6s. Wheels. Oh, Brink got hurt again. Killed my. Oh, that stinks. Fleetwood, Cam Young, Griffin, Glover, and Bud Cauley. 10, 2 9s, and 8, and 2 6s. Is that the same lineup I just built? It is. My bad. My bad. I need to kick someone out. Let's do Cam Young. Fleetwood, Griffin, Fowler, Harry Hall, JT Poston. How about JT Poston? You would take Ollie and Novak? Can I make that work? See if it works. Nope. Does not work. Does Novak just work, period? Fleetwood, Griffin, Matsuyama, M, Novak, and Glover. That works. Fleetwood, Griffin, M, Fowler, Day, and Danny Berger. That's interesting. I'm gonna kick Fowler out. Kurt, Kit, and Brian Harmon, everything, guys. Yeah, you know what? That's not terrible. Fleetwood, Griffin, Rose, M, Pendrith, and Glover. There's a different lineup. I imagine ownership has to be low on this one. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know how people feel about Rose coming off the victory. He does play that golf course pretty well, so that could just be a one-off thing. Fleetwood, Griffin, Matsuyama, Sungjae, Penrith, and Glover. Okay. That one's good. We can end on that one. Three Glover lineups. I don't know how. Oh, four Glover line. Ooh. Is that too much Glover? That's probably too much Glover. That's probably too much Glover. Let's try it again. Let's get you a different one, man. Dietrich, Fleetwood, Griffin, English, M, Hall, and Dietrich. And I'll do one more. Just one more just to see. Fleetwood, Ober, Griffin, Sungjae M, Fox, and Johnny Bay. I like that one. Okay, that was a good one. That was a very good one. Cool. This one's not bad. The one with Corey Connors, M, Kitayama, Glover. You got yourself a Novak one. I mean, this lineup right here is pretty much the same lineup. One's with Penrith, one with Novak. Good night, Joanne. Nice to see you. I will see you tomorrow night. Wheels Up says, my hand built versus your machine was Fleetwood, M, Novak, Ben, Harmon, and Goddard. Okay. You don't like Hideki's attitude right now? What is his attitude like, JK? I have no idea. How did he play last week? He played okay, didn't he? All right. Let's try some things. I want to see what I can conjure up strokes gain wise for all of these golfers. So let's go to course. Actually, never mind. Let's go. Actually, yeah, course stats. Let's put in some filters. Let's go. We're at, it's a pretty lengthy one. So 7,500 to 7,700. Let's do that. We'll keep the par kind of like this. That's fine. And let's go 5,000 to 6,000 for average green size. We keep all this the same. That's fine. This is all fine. I might go by state later. We'll see. We shall see. Tournament size. I'm going to keep the field the same. Yeah, I kind of just want to go by golf course. Who plays the best type of golf course? And we can go till last year. So under these conditions, here are all the golfers. The Memorial Tournament actually fits into this, by the way. And that isn't a surprise. Who has played well at the Memorial? Cantlay. Rahm was up there. Who else did we see in 2021? I mean, DeChambeau. I don't know. Does Rory play well there? I can't remember. I guess those are the only golfers I can think of. That's, I guess, a bit of a stretch. But of the best, Scheffler's at the top, Morikawa's second, Xander's third, Mav McNeely's fourth, by the way. Maverick McNeely. 7,500. Can we do a Scheffler, Morikawa, McNeely lineup? Scheffler, Morikawa, McNeely. Scheffler, Morikawa, McNeely. Scheffler, Morikawa, $7,500 McNeely. What does this look like? Do we break it? Does the optimizer break? Does not. Don't really care for Poston. That's an expensive lineup. Holy crap. There's Brian Harmon. That's JK's man right there. Harmon, Glover, Vegas. That's interesting. I wouldn't mind one more 7K and then two 6Ks. I like that lineup minus Brian Harmon, but hey, that's... I'm gonna do this. Let's go. Oh, I shouldn't really care about 7Ks because 2 is my max. Huh. Goddard plays good here, right? Is he a Maryland guy? Oh, there's another Brian. So it loves Brian Harmon. Okay. I don't absolutely hate that. I don't know if Harmon plays well here. Ooh, I can do something like this. Give me some Denny McCarthy. Sure. Nick Taylor's up there. I do like Nick Taylor in the 6K range. The optimizer's not even selecting Nick Taylor. I do like him in the 6K range. Hoagie's up there. Who's at the bottom, I wonder? Campbell, of course. JJ Spawn. Only two rounds. Which one was this? The Memorial. Okay. Novak, Glover, McCarthy. Oh, there's McCarthy. Ugh. Bummer. Poston, Berger, Kitayama. Empty. There's Chris Goddard up. Victor Hovland, by the way. DJ Champ, Memorial, and Memorial. Huh. I mean, this is very specific. Has the green size average. Total yardage. Can I just get rid of one of these? If I get rid of yardage, it would go Scotty, Rory, which is weird. Tommy. Now it kind of goes in order of salary. Shane Lowry's up there now. Yeah, actually, you know what? I shouldn't make this. I should set the minimum. So 68, that's too short. Let's go. Just go 74. And now it's Scheffler, Schauffele, Oberg, Ryan Gerard. So Ryan Gerard plays better at 6,300 or 7,300 yard golf courses, but not 7,400 yard golf courses. And we don't have McNeely. Oh, yeah, we do. We still have McNeely. So there's McNeely, Gerard, and Nick Taylor. Okay, I want to put those guys in a lineup. McNeely, Gerard, Nick Taylor. Let's see. Do we break it? Because that's 5 golfers that I am anchoring around. So it only has room for one more. Will it break? It does. It breaks. So let's get rid of Gerard, maybe. See if we can get someone else. It just might not. It might not like Nick Taylor. It does. Dietrich and Glover. Okay. Dietrich and Glover. Are they going to be at the bottom? Oof. There's Glover. Yeah, Glover's almost damn near dead last. He's third to worse. And I didn't see. No, there's Dietrich. Kind of in the middle. Okay. How about we kick out Glover? Being very specific, of course. And then it breaks. So yeah, it doesn't like Nick Taylor, but I could also kick out Colin Morikawa and choose somebody else like Xander or Oberg. Or maybe I just put in Gerard and McNeely and just see where it goes from there. It could still break. It does not. It actually includes Matsuyama and Pendrith, which I think were decent, right? Matsuyama and Pendrith? There's Matsuyama. And Pendrith. Ooh. Okay. So we have this going on. We have it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And who's my last guy? I already forgot. Pendrith, Taylor, Gerard. Pendrith, Taylor, Gerard. Matt McNeely. I have those guys as my dudes with the Scheffler lineup. Scheffler, Gerard, McNeely, Hideki Matsuyama, Nick Taylor, and Taylor Pendrith. The unique lineup. I'm not going to say it fits the buckets because it really doesn't, I don't think. I mean, I'd have to put those minimums over here and just see what it does. So yes, yes, absolutely not. But yes. This might, oh, this doesn't count. Never mind. This is a 0 to 2. So yes, 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 yes. All yeses there. No to this. So we have a failure right there, but everything else follows. That's fine. Everything follows there. Pretty much, yeah, everything follows there. Everything follows here. We have everything follows. Everything follows except for this one here, Course History 2, which is shaky. I like it. I like this lineup. Cool. Hey, look at us using the new tools, the new filters. That's pretty cool. I love it. Actually, like I said this earlier, this page here is going to be like the holy grail. Because what you're going to be able to do on this page is you'll see You know, this will be like very specific. You'll select a golfer you like, and then you can put all the filters in, and you can kind of just compare, just take a look. So here's one of my favorite things that I think I'm going to do. So Scotty, put in Scotty and go to tournament stats. Let's put his opponent in here. It's going to be Rory, right? Let's see how often he like how well does he play with Rory McIlroy. So these are all the tournaments that he's played against Rory McIlroy. And I'll have another view where you can actually see round by round like how he does against Rory McIlroy. But these are all of the events that he's played with Rory McIlroy in his group. So you can see what his first round score is, 68.09. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. And then you can see all of the scores that he has. 70 at the Players. Remember, that's a par 72. 71 at the US Open at Pinehurst, which was a par 70, so not super great. 70 at the Genesis, which I believe is a par 71, if not a par 70. But a 67, so that would that's his follow-up. I mean, if we're being honest, he plays against Rory pretty well. Actually, I don't know which rounds these are. Never mind. I shouldn't say that. Round 1, round 2. I don't know if they're round 1, round 2. That could be round 3 or round 4. That's where that other view would be great. But yeah, he 1, 2, 3, 4 events out of 11 that he's won. Second, third, so 3 other events. So now we're looking at 7 out of 11 events where he's finished 3rd or better, having Rory in one of his groups. But anyways, yeah, this will be like the better holy grail that you can actually look at. Pretty cool, huh? I'm excited, dude. So excited. I'll be working on this. This will be my next kind of project. And then I will be adding some other things to some of the other tools. Zoomed out on me. Lame. Okay. Cool. That's it. That's it, folks. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. I am tired. Not sure if I'm going to put the timestamps together tonight. Maybe I will. Yeah, I suppose I can. You got it. It says wheels up. Here, let me see. Mav, Colin, Glover, Novak, Fleetwood, and Ben. Ben Griffin, you're saying? So Colin, McNeely, Fleetwood. I imagine you meant Ben Griffin. Let's just do this, and then Novak. Sure, I'll do this, and then we can see what it spits out. It might break. Yeah, it breaks. Let's take out Novak and see what it does. Still breaks. But that's because of all of these strict... Here, let me bring back Novak. Maybe no, this will work this time. It does. But it does not include Glover. You get Fleetwood, Morikawa, Griffin, McNeely, Novak, and Hoagie. That's one iteration. Let's see if we can get a second one. It breaks. So it's only Hoagie. Only the Hoagsters. Okay. Good enough. All right, ladies and germs. I will be live tomorrow night, Wednesday, for members only. the only members, YouTube members. You got to be a white tier member or above in order to see it, order to watch it. Yeah, that's it. Sorry, it wasn't very interactive with the chat. I'm tired. I was behind. Things needed to get updated. My optimizer broke in the middle of the show. So, anywho's, I will see you all tomorrow night if you are members. If not, I hope you all have a good night. Thank you for watching. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you in the next one. All right, bye.